This is my grandfather's life's work, but he was just such an unusual person in being able to establish a photographic studio in Pueblo and record all the different people, not just Japanese people, but all kinds of people who migrated to southern Colorado, and the development of industry as well as society at that time. And he probably put up all of these different screens up here to filter out the light so he didn't have too much light at times. My name is Devin Muramoto. This kid looks much more photogenic than I did, let me tell you. My grandfather, as I've come to learn, came to the United States. He was the first generation of Japanese Americans to come here, but he did not stay in one place. He did come to, we believe, he came to Colorado first, but he also went up to Wyoming. He worked on the Southern Pacific Railway. Then he went into a cutting edge technology, photography, which he had no background in at the time, but he had an idea in mind. He said, I'm going to go to Pueblo and I'm going to be a photographer there. And he established Deluxe Studios, which was his baby during that time.
There were many photography studios in Pueblo because at this is a time period where almost nobody owned cameras except photography professionals. So whenever people needed a photograph, they worked with a professional. Many of those professionals would not work with minority groups. They would not work with Asian Americans, they would not work with Latinos, they would not work with the Italians, and they discriminated pretty heavily. And so it really sets Frank Muramoto apart for the fact that he was willing to take photos of anybody.
And you have to remember, he went from a period of technology where you took a picture and you had gunpowder up in the flash while he took the picture. So he was hoping he could get that one take on it, all the way through till the end when he was taking movies up in the mountains where they were putting, I don't know if it was I-25, I don't know if it was Colorado 161, but he has all these pictures of these construction crews going on, and as well as the businesses in southern Colorado.
These are not like little digital cameras, these are big monstrosities that he was carrying around for most of his career. And his willingness to throw one of those over his back and hike up into the San Isabel for the weekend is really impressive.
When I think of my grandfather, he obviously was different from the standpoint that he was an extrovert. He liked people, he went out of his way to meet people, obviously to try and get business. And if he could get them to smile, I'm sure that he was happy. But if you could get them to stand still for a second and look seriously at the camera, I'm sure he was pleased with that too.
This is a very undertold part of American history. This is from a community, Japanese Americans, that don't often get this amount of attention from historians and from museums. And it's in an area that also doesn't typically get that much attention from historians and museums. So I think this is a very unique opportunity for a lot of people to not only see this community, but to see it through the eyes of a member of that community. Like this immense collection of work, this immense body of work that we have from him is truly a gift.